Yesterday I met my college crush after 6 months and he invited me to his place. He is a 6'2" nerdy doctor with muscular arms and I was ovulating. Where is this going? He was wearing a muscular sleeveless t-shirt and cooked for me. That was so sexy. When I was about to leave, he stopped me and tried to hold me from behind when his hands traced around my belly. And he said, "Damn, someone needs to work out."
The Wonderful Beautiful Podcast.
Hello girls and gays, today I'm going to be avenging you. So over on my Instagram, I asked you guys to send me some insecurity stories, like anything that has anything to do with something that has contributed to your insecurities. If it's a person, if it's an event, if it's an entire phenomenon that happens worldwide in society. Insecurities are such a tough thing to talk about. I think some manifestation people or some like motivational speakers, I don't know if that's what you call it, but I've seen people on like TikTok that are like, don't tell anybody about your insecurities because then that's gonna give them power over you, so don't do it. So I let you guys send me your insecurities anonymously. So this is the first time I'm gonna be reading every single one of these entries. Also, if you're wondering why there's like a grade school bag next to me, it's because I bought it for a singular event and now I feel like it just feels like an integral part of my personality now. Also, it is like kind of like a podcast, like a collab with myself. It's gonna be on my podcast. You're not gonna be missing anything visually necessarily. Well, you are gonna be missing my face, which I think is a pretty big thing to miss, but anyways, I'm going to be reading your insecurity stories. First one. I don't know if insecurity to, but during elections, close parenthesis, here we go again, my whole family were BBM except for me. Okay, so I think I need to put some context into this. Last 2022, I'm from the Philippines. We've had one of the biggest, I don't know how to describe it, it's a very eventful elections.
The 2022 national elections was arguably the most divisive poll in recent Philippine history.
It was pretty big. Like, big in a sense that it burnt bridges. Lots of misinformation happened, some death threats happened, some historical revisionism happened, like a lot of things basically happened.
People were out in the streets. The power of social media was heavily utilized. The issue of disinformation was highlighted.
And it kind of was like split into two sides. You know what? It's very difficult for me to get into a freaking tangent about this. I'm not gonna do this again. But it's very much split between Lenny Robredo and Bongbong Marcos. If you want to research it. Actually, if you want any sort of hint about who these people are as candidates, just know that I voted for Lenny. Okay, moving forward. Sorry, I had to like cut off that entire story. During dinner ata, we were discussing about the candidates for the presidency. During the chat, biglang binring up ng mama ko na hindi daw talaga dapat maging presidente si Lenny kasi babae. Okay. Okay, let me translate that. Sorry for people who are listening to podcasts and you guys can't see the translation. But basically what they're saying is Lenny should not be president because she is a woman. Okay, typical thing that you would hear from somebody, alright. I was really insulted as someone who's the president of the student council and student leader for years. Like, oh man. Imagine telling, ooh. That's really embarrassing. Not for you, but for your mom. Sorry to your mom, but that's embarrassing for her. I guess wala lang talaga silang ibang masabi kundi those things. And me, I took it personally. Graduated top of my class with highest honors, period! And part of the student body and president of my section. Now tell me, hindi dapat maging presidente or leader kasi babae. Okay, I'm pretty sure I'm stealing this from like some kind of speech. I'm just forgetting who it is, but I know I love this person. Oh, it's Reese Witherspoon! Reese Witherspoon! Okay, Reese Witherspoon had like this speech that said, I have never met a single woman who does not know what to do during an emergency.
Dread reading scripts that have no women involved in their creation because inevitably I get to that part where the girl turns to the guy and she goes, what do we do now? Now, do you know any woman in any crisis situation? Any woman in any crisis who has absolutely no idea what to do? They tell people in crisis, little children, that if you're in trouble, talk to a woman. It's ridiculous. that a woman wouldn't know what to do.
Okay, maybe speaking for myself, like I would panic a little, like, but you know, like I think I know too many women in my life that know exactly what to do, know when to step up. You know what I mean? Like women need to be prepared for literally every single thing, everything, because we get blamed for everything. Like people who should be leading are people who are in the most oppressed groups, like queer people, people of color, women, people who are disabled. Those are the ones who have experienced like a significant amount of hardships just because of who they are. They're the most competent. They're the most worthy of leadership roles because they know exactly what it's like to suffer, or they know exactly what people who are oppressed or people who have certain needs need. Like they know what people need. Anyways, I'm so happy for you. I get what you mean by that, because it's not directly towards you. It does like hurt your ego at the same time, especially coming from your mom. Like that's really, but at least you got it. At least you slayed. I didn't doubt you for a second. Maybe your parents did. In that case, maybe you should tell them, you want me to be a failure because I'm a woman? All caps. Oh my god. So I've only started feeling this when I started dating my boyfriend, because he makes me feel so seen and loved, but there is something about the girls he has loved before that make me so damn insecure. Lol. Aw. Shit. Okay. Close parentheses. I think it's because I look nothing at all like them, and makes me question whether I'm truly attractive in his eyes, because his exes are phenomenally gorgeous, whereas I feel that I am more average looking. Oh, it's like that song Opposite by Sabrina Carpenter. I recommend it. You'll probably relate to it, or maybe you've already listened to it. I sometimes compare myself to them and think that if I was chinita like them or more mahinhin like them, I'm a moreno with a very loud mouth. Okay. If you think he's not attracted to you, I'd probably be attracted to you. That sounds like a lot of freaking fun to me, or that sounds like someone who's actually very, very attractive. Most gals say that it is a me problem, and I am aware of that. I just don't know how to make that leap of how I can move past it and focus on our relationship without feeling sakit when I'm reminded of the girlies my man has loved or has been romantically involved with before. I love my boyfriend though so much, and we're doing great, but this insecurity of mine really is like a thorn on my side sometimes. Laughing my ass off. Please give the most solid advice you can, Angel. Love you, XX. Okay, wait, let me like just try to meditate and put myself in your shoes right now. I feel like I have been jealous before of like exes. I don't think that you're necessarily average. I feel like that's a dead ass lie. I mean, not to invalidate you, but yes, to completely invalidate you, because your reason behind it is because you think that you're not chinita. Chinita beauty is like East Asian beauty, basically. Like think of a K-pop star. And morena, more tan, like brown, like a brown Filipino. Girl, you need to love yourself. Okay, oh my god, that's so... I understand that that's like the most overrated advice you can probably ever hear. It's kind of a far-fetched analogy, but think about somebody who suddenly became gay. Somebody who's been dating men all their lives, and then they realize, oh my god, I actually really like women. Like, this is actually my type. People's taste and people's types, and people are allowed to appreciate different types of beauty and especially explore the things that they're attracted to sexually, or even just like somebody's character or somebody's looks. I don't know if that helps you feel any better, but think about the people that you're also attracted to. Like, I'm pretty sure you've been attracted to different types of physical looks. And again, I do just want to stress, morena and yapper, like, I don't know, like, if you could have sent me a picture, I feel like I could have posted your picture here and everybody would be like, she's freaking gorgeous. I don't know what the heck she's talking about. And plus, I'm a yapper. Bruh, I have a loud mouth. I do not ever want to be not a yapper. It's like a part of myself that I will always embrace. And I think that you should try to embrace that, you know? You know those people who make it their whole personality that they're morena? I'm not gonna... Wait, that sounds like I'm shading. That's not shade. That's me saying you should do that. You should just be extremely proud and make it your whole freaking personality. Again, it will always be up to you. Like, the moment that you have that security within yourself, you don't see other people as threats. I feel like I've really tried to have that mentality of nobody else is better than me and I'm not better than anybody else. Maybe I'll get back to you if I have better advice. Palaging sinasabihan na tumataba na naman daw ako during family gatherings kahit I've maintained my weight for 5 freaking years. Like, you should tell them that too. You should just be like, yeah, you too. I think you're also gaining weight. What are they gonna do? Like, they're just probably just gonna giggle and like laugh through the pain. Or old people hate when you use like Gen Z terms or like terms that they like don't necessarily relate to. So you go like, Binabody shame niyo po ba ka? Bakit niyo po ako binabody shame? That's so rude. That's misogynistic. Okay, I would also get body shamed by my family. It's not as bad towards people who are more plus sized, but they do make comments like, "You're too thin, you look like you're not eating, you look like you're sick, you look like no one's taking care of you, you look like you're starving." Which, again, I understand isn't as bad, but it also still pisses me off. I just say like, can you stop body shaming me? You want me to have an eating disorder? I literally go, if I have an eating disorder, it's your fault. This one time I got so freaking mad that I like put down like my plates because they were forcing me to eat this chicken that I didn't order. Oh my god, y'all don't understand how pissed off one of my family members was like, "I ordered this for you. I tried not to eat this for you. Tapos you're not eating it." And I'm like, "Okay, fine, I'll eat it even though I don't want it. You want me to vomit in front of you?" I was just so annoyed. Like, I don't know what came over me that day, but at some point, you just have to, like, make people uncomfortable. Because, like, they're making you uncomfortable, you make them uncomfortable back. I get it, like, they're old and all of that, but, like, just because somebody's old doesn't mean that they get to stop learning or they have a free pass to just be insensitive. Just say what it is that you want to say. I think that when you laugh it off or, like, when you ignore it, like, even if it's not a family member, even if it's just a friend, like, be like, "Why are you laughing? Like, why do you think that's okay?" Just establish that boundary and like boom, people are like gonna respect you, or at least they'd be like, "Ah, shit. Like I did not expect her to like." I think women need to be mad more often. Okay, anyways, next, I grew up with wavy hair which looked puffy every time I brushed it, which was the only hair care I've ever been aware of, so I usually kept it tied. Because of the lack of education or representation therein, I became insecure of my hair. Then one time, I think the conversations, a group chat namin with friends, were about cutting bangs and haircuts. My friend, who was one of the prettiest at that time, with her straight hair, beautiful lashes, and pretty clear morena skin, said, "Wag kang magpahaba ng hair, mukha kang witch." I'm so triggered. I'm so triggered for you. I think a lot of curly girls or wavy haired girls, it's like a canon event in their life where they would always tie their hair up into a ponytail and like wear a headband or tie it up into a bun, like try to do everything they can to hide it. Along the way, when they reach high school, they just do the whole ribbon thing. And I bawled my eyes out and I felt down for months because of that. I cut her off after and decided to grow my hair out like the stubborn bitch I am. Turns out long hair did suit me the best, and I looked exactly like a witch, a goddess even. Period. I love that for you. And huy, compliment sa akin ang matawag na witch because I am one now. Aww. We're back to being friends na kasi matured na rin kami and I know how to take care of my hair na rin and accept differences on physical features that we have. I think there's much more pressure with people with curly hair, like to do like the curly girl method and to do all of these things. I don't necessarily think you have to. I do just think that most products are catered towards people with straight hair or it's people who want to have straight hair. So curly haired girlies out there, don't let anyone say about your beautiful mane. It is power and a direct representation of the badass curly haired women before us. Oh my god, I love that for you. That makes me so happy. Anyways, I love you at the angel, my fellow bruja. That's so cute. Thank you for being part of my girlhood and helping me realize the impossible standards that keep us down so I could empower myself and other girls. But if anybody does say anything rude about you, here's like some crazy thing I've told my family before. I have people in my family who do have curly hair and they always get it rebonded, and then I would say like, "Oh, stop rebonding your hair." My other family members like, "Why are you forcing them to not get their hair rebonded?" And I'm like, "Because forcing curly hair to be straight is racist. It's racist." They'd be like, "Nagpa-rebond lang, racist na agad." Guys, I'm so upset because half of my recording is gone. This is Future Angel, by the way. If the audio changes from this point forward, that's the reason why. But I have backup audio. I just don't know if it's as good as the original audio. Because most people with curly hair or like textured hair are people of color. It's like I think white people do, but you know, like really kinky hair, like aitas. That's a feature of a person of color. I think it's very closely knit into your ethnicity. So I would literally be like, that's because most products are racist. And they'd just be like, "What is she talking about?" Imagine just like how off-put somebody will be. "You should straighten your hair, or you should like don't grow your hair out because you're gonna look like a witch," and be like, "Are you racist?" Like I'm giving you guys comebacks. This is my beautiful, beautiful roommate with curly hair. She doesn't want to show herself, but look at her beautiful for you. Oh, she's wearing my merch. Aww. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Yesterday I met my college crush after 6 months and he invited me to his place. He is a 6'2" nerdy doctor with muscular arms and I was ovulating. Where is this going? He was wearing a muscular sleeveless t-shirt and cooked for me. That was so sexy. I want the next reading stories to be like sexual stories. Please go to my Instagram and enter some sexual stories because I feel like that would be so much fun to read. When I was about to leave, he stopped me and tried to hold me from behind when his hands traced around my belly and he said, "Damn, someone needs to work out." Get the hell away from him. I don't care how muscular he is. I don't care if he's 6'2".
I don't care how much you're ovulating.
I don't care how much you're ovulating either. Why would you say that to someone? That's so stupid. Like, okay, maybe next time you should grab his dick.
Damn, you should get it lengthened.
Yeah. Be like, someone has a micro peen. See, I'm not even supposed, I don't want to body shame, but it's just rude. I did have a little moment, however, I've been thinking about my belly ever since. Love you, Angel, more. Please tell me that you no longer have any association with this man. Cause like, why? Okay, honestly, with people like that, he's going to keep body shaming you till the day you die. If you push through with it, that's on you at that point. Like, I'm already telling you right now, if you're watching this, to quote a Chapel Roan song, you got what you wanted, so don't complain. Maybe don't let the pookie do the talking for you, okay? Let's try to use your brain. That's not a moment, bro. I hate the way that you worded this. Like, I thought this was a start of a smut. Please don't ever compliment him again. Tell him that he looks terrifying. Okay, I read the first sentence of the next one and I'm already triggered. My ex saved hundreds of pictures of girls, friends, classmates, etc. in his phone and admitted to fantasizing and jerking off to them. Oh my. I think I was in high school when I learned that men do that. Not men, boys. And I would always be like, what do you mean? Like, they're like people's photos, like you get off on just like a photo? Like, how much of a pig are boys to be able to do that? That's like, if that's part of your human nature, I'd be so embarrassed. I don't hate them, but you know, they have nice bodies, big boobs, etc. And I don't have that. I never looked at myself the same way since then. I hated who I see in the mirror and I never felt pretty again. Glad he's an ex now though. Oh, bro. You know what? I think it's time for me to share my own story. Are you ready for this? I don't know if I've ever told you this story before. I was dating this person in high school. I'm not gonna say who it is, but wait, do you have a name? What's a good name? Let's say his name is John. This John man, oh my god. This one is significantly embarrassing because he was just like uncontrollable. There's this one time we had this thing, you know, like Buena Wika, where there's like a bunch of performances, like people would gather around at the gym and it was like a whole celebration of like performances of like monologues and acting and voiceovers and all that. So we have this thing called tinikatauhan. You have somebody who's it's kind of like drag, but like you would have a performer on stage. So usually people who win or like do horror stuff, or they do like these really intense characters, like Filipino characters, and they would make like these very elaborate performances, but the actor is separate from the voice actor. So there's like a live voice actor who's voicing whoever the Filipino character that they're portraying is. So a lot of the times, like in order to, you know, provoke emotion, I guess, there would be a lot of sounds. So, like, somebody who's going to war, it's like, or somebody who's dying, basically. It's like a horror character, so he's like, ah! I was very busy supporting my team, basically. I was like, yeah, we have to cheer for that. We have these tarpaulins, we have all this stuff. Like, I was so busy just being extremely supportive. I had to like keep hyping up basically the crowd. And then I see my ex at that time who just went quiet. Like, he was just like, I'm not gonna talk to Angel. Like, Angel's struggling so hard to keep this crowd alive and I'm not gonna participate in it. And so afterwards I was like, okay, what the is your problem? Why are you acting like a bitch? Why are you like making my life so much harder than it already is? And then he was like, I got a boner. And I was like, you got a boner from what? And then he said, well, the acting was basically moaning. These people are portraying deaths and monsters and mythical creatures, and you're over there trying not to jerk off. My point is, do not put men getting turned on by certain things into a pedestal. Don't give it to them, because men get turned on by anything. There are some men who get turned on by violence and literal homicide and torture, or babies. Don't put it on a pedestal, because men are so freaking easy. Flash a tit at them, they're gone. They're like, oh, I don't know what to do, I'm drooling, haha, I have a boner, dead. Women skirt. They're glitching at that point. I know that as your teenage self, and especially because you put value into this person because you're dating them, I know that it hurts, but at some point you have to realize that this person has like half a brain. At this point, it's not even a compliment if he gets turned on by you, because he could be turned on by literally anything. Tell me you have a porn addiction without telling me you have a porn addiction. Even if they think they have like the highest standards, it'd be like, oh, I want a girl with like a flat tummy and big boobs and big butt and an hourglass figure, and I want a perfectly shaved bajubi. I'm trying to censor myself. They can say all of that, but they'd still get off on like the whole of a whale, of like the holes of cheese. Next, way back 2018, I had acne on my face, and my classmate, all caps, called me pinipig. Oh, fuck. I saw that meme. It also hurt me. Dati super bothered ako, pero thank God nag-glow up ako and gumanda skin ko kahit papano. Then this year, my friend ako, na kahit isa lang pimple ko sa face ko, dinadown pa rin niya ako. That is not your friend! Don't ever refer to that person as a friend ever again. That's not a friend, that's a hater. That's an insecure person, and it's not fun to be friends with somebody who's insecure. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh my god, I'm saying like so many things. I get so distracted by my own thoughts. I realized na kahit anong man pala itsura ko, may mga tao pa rin walang magawa sa buhay kundi mag-comment sa mukha ng iba. True. Kaya girlies, dead masa bashers, confidence is... She says, no matter what I look like, there's always gonna be somebody who's gonna hate on you. And yes, that's actually the truth. It sucks, but you gotta filter the people that you have in your life. And if you can't, again, just roast shit out of them. There are so many comebacks. Like, somebody could point out a pimple and be like, okay, so what's your goal in pointing that out? Does that make you feel better about yourself? Good job. You have eyes. That's so good for you. Okay, just like look for ways to kind of like reflect it back on them. And I guess like at the moment it's gonna be hard to do that, because even I have a difficult time doing that, but at the same time I also try not to surround myself with people who do that, or no longer surround myself with people who do that, because why are you such a hater? It's embarrassing for you. Why are you hating like a man? Also, if you can't change it instantly in like 5 seconds, don't point it out. I feel like that's the rule of thumb. At that point, it's very obvious that you're just trying to down somebody else. People know what they look like. Okay? Believe it or not, people have mirrors in their homes. Growing up, I feel like my vagina isn't normal because labia minora are not in the same size, and lumalabas talaga siya sa labia majora, which made me uncomfy. I was so afraid to have sex because I might get judged. I don't know, man, but by the way, I'm 25 now and I had my first sex. I hope my ex didn't mind it. By the way, he cheated on me. What the fuck do you mean? I hope he didn't mind it. By the way, he cheated on me. Why do you care if he minded it or not? What matters is, did you get off? Were you satisfied? I feel like women are so much more pressure to make sure that the man is satisfied. You be concerned with your own satisfaction, okay? I can't believe that they're seeing my vagina and the labia majora is like 3 centimeters off. They don't care. They'll still get off. I think I've seen it in Reddit too. Some people actually like the type of vajayjay that you're describing. I mean, a lot of people like it because... Wait. I feel like it's a little sus that I know this. People like it because there's more to play with. Oh, my family's not watching. Also, my boobs. I don't like my boobs because it's saggy. I wish I'm flat-chested or something. One factor din siguro why I get so insecure about these stuff because of the internet. When I watch some explicit stuff, boobs talaga tinitingnan ko because super perky boobs nila and yung vagina nila ang perfect be. I don't know, haha. Are you gay? I think that's the thing with watching explicit stuff. Like, they will always show the more unrealistic side of it. Please take note that the people that you watch, that's their livelihood. Like, that's literally what keeps them alive. They probably do all the works, everything they think that they need to do. And I think that's what makes it, again, like, more difficult if it's these parts that are very private, because it's not every day that you see somebody else's vajayjay. Like, you don't know what your friend's pookie looks like. What if your friend also has the same pookie and they're also feeling insecure? You'd probably be like, no girl, your pookie's gorgeous. If you're with a sexual partner who minds, who actually cares about that stuff, please get rid of them, because they probably have a corn addiction. They need to realize that that's not real life. They need to get out of Barbie dreamland. It's also just insane to me how your concern is also, I hope my ex didn't mind it. This person cheated on you. He doesn't even have the brain capacity to stay loyal. At this point, he's just lucky he's able to touch a pee-pee. What matters is your satisfaction. Okay? This guy I was talking to basically made fun of how flat I am all the time. I had always been self-conscious of my skinniness and how I do not fit into this feminine mold. Once he told me that he is doing me a favor by even giving me attention and wanting to link up with me because I do not have the curves to be considered attractive. He said that I should be grateful that he is choosing to use me for my body as no other man would want to. We aren't dating, but we still talk because he's funny, lol. Anong gusto mong sabihin ko sa'yo? She's describing my body. Anytime I'm hot as f***, then you're probably hot as f*** too. Stop talking to this person. He's not funny. Like, what do you mean he's funny? Oh my god. Stop associating yourself with these types of people, because these people are gonna know other people, and those other people are gonna know you. They're gonna think, wow, she's friends with this person. Why are you friends with this person? I saw this TikTok that said, like, you are just as bad as your creepiest friend. By staying friends with this person, despite everything that he said, all the problematic things that he likes to perpetuate. I'm not trying to victim blame, but that is such disrespect on yourself. That is an insult to yourself. You are also letting him insult you by keeping him in your circle. The thing is, when I cut off somebody, if like somebody's canceled in my brain, I unfollow them, I get rid of them, try my best to like clean my social media, especially if that person is running around being embarrassing, because I don't want anybody to look up somebody problematic and then it says followed by Angel Verdiano. I'm like, no, I'm not associated. No, I'm not even gonna be associated with your following, bitch. If he's saying that stuff to you, he's probably saying it to other people, and he's gonna say it to other girls, and he's gonna keep hurting other people. And like, just get out of it. You are worth way better friends. If you continue to surround yourself with that type of person, eventually you're gonna like absorb it in a way that you too will internalize it and start to, I guess, think of other women that way too. Which obviously I know that you won't, but it might get in the way of you having more fruitful, uplifting relationships and friendships. Stop being friends with this person. The fact that he said that he uses you. I have a friend who went through the same thing. Every time I look at that friend of mine, I just know that she's like one of the most beautiful people that I've ever met in my entire freaking life. I think it's also so hard to notice that kind of like that toxicity when you're in that relationship in itself. In that moment where all of you guys are writing this and you guys are experiencing it in real time, I know how terrible it is. A lot of the people who entered it, as they're like already done with that, they're past that issue. And okay, I'm phrasing this the worst freaking way possible, but it's so easy for your future self to invalidate those insecurities. And it's so easy for somebody like me, like somebody's looking at it from a different point of view, like not attached from me. Like, it's so easy for me to, again, for lack of better term, I guess, invalidate those insecurities, because you guys are describing like features that are like curly hair, saggy boobs, no boobs, like a belly and all that. And I'm like, I'm thinking about those stuff, and those are the most minute shit in the entire freaking world. Like, especially those physical things. Like, I will look at you, I will not care about any of that, and I don't think anybody should care about any of that. All I'm saying is, when you look at it, when you detach yourself from it, you kind of see how, what the fuck was that? That's embarrassing, not for me. That's embarrassing for the people who wronged you. And if you're with people, or you're surrounding yourself with people who care about that stuff, like, get out of it, because there are gonna be people out there who have a brain like me, and like, be with people who are progressive, or not like that insecure. And I'm not even just saying that like about the men, but also with like the friendship and like your family members, all that stuff, because I try to think about it all the time. You're the one who's going to dictate how people are going to treat you. There are much more maybe I'll do a part 2. Form here is still open. It's still up on my Instagram, so if you guys want to share some of it, some of your own stories. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, and if you're listening to this on Spotify, thank you for listening on Spotify and some other podcast streaming sites. I don't know how to do outros.